YouTubers. It's really illy. As you can tell, I changed my YouTube handle actually mainly because I joined Instagram and I thought it was a new way to get a brand new handle just to start off fresh. Um, I liked really illy better, and I think going forward, I think this is what I'm gonna go with. As you can see, it's I mean as usual, like I haven't had as much time, so it's been around 3 or so weeks since my last comic book haul. But one of my big pickups, and this happened last week, was that I was able to get this Marvel Comics comic book rack from my local comic shop. He let me have this one for free. It was in his back room, and he didn't have the space for it and didn't really find any use for it, so he just gave it to me. And what's awesome is that it is one of those vintage 1970s um, comic book racks, and this little uh, sign is really awesome. It's nice and vintage. I cleaned it up a bit. There's still a little bit of rust on the actual rack itself, but I'm gonna try it for a few videos and see if I like the new format that I'm going with. Um, I'm just gonna start my haul with. I went to this one shop that was about a little bit less than an hour from me. Um, I think the going thing is that I have one local shop that's directly in my vicinity, and then everything else is around an hour or maybe a little bit more away. So this is just one of those many shops, and this was able to pick up. I got an Invincible Iron Man second printing variant of number 10, and this is the first appearance of Rescue. Pepper Potts in her own um, Iron Man armor. And one of the things, I mean, essentially Iron Woman armor, but one of the things that I liked about this book is that being that it's a second printing variant, it showcases the armor itself. So, and that wasn't in the actual original print. So, this was a great book to find. Let's see, another one that I found was Avenging Spider-Man number 9, the second printing variant. This is the second one I've gotten, and I just wanted to get it out of the way. First appearance of of Carol Danvers as Captain Marvel. So I think that was a good pickup. I know that she'll be a lot more relevant later on. Let's see, another book that I have gotten at the same shop was Mighty Thor 411. This is the first appearance of the New Warriors, and another good find at this shop. Um, the ones that I'm going to show from this shop, I got all 5 books for, I believe, $10 or less. I think it was actually a little bit less than $10. It was 9 and change. So I was able to get these books for under an average of under $2 a piece. So that was, to find these so far is pretty cool. One of the other books I got was New Avengers 4. This is the normal copy, and it's the first appearance of Maria Hill. I had the variant of this copy already, but never had the original. Good to finally have it. I didn't realize that I think it might be a Finch cover, so that's actually kind of cool that it's a Spider-Woman Finch cover, but always good to get that one. And the other book that I found in this same shop was, this is I think more of the stealth buy that I really found there, was a New Mutants Annual 2. The first US appearance of Psylocke. This book, I have one already that I got in NYCC last year, but I love this book. I love the vibrant pinks on the cover. I love the fact that it's the Psylocke that we all know, pretty much. Like more like the ninja style, and this is prior to the Captain Britain Comics 8, which is the first Betsy Braddock. and this was a good find. This is one of those shops that's a little bit less organized, so you kind of have to dig and dig and dig. And I was only there for honestly around less than half an hour, and I was able to find these 5 books that I was happy with. And of course, the owner of that shop is very fair with the prices, and he just cut you a deal right away. And I was very happy to just find those. So um, those were good pickups. These next few books I had gotten from another local collector actually. This is a guy that I'd met through Craigslist originally, so I gotta give thanks to Lightning 2288 a little bit for this. Going to Craigslist, finding people that are willing to deal with you, and um, I guess he wanted to just sell some books, so he had some books out in his on his porch, and he was just being very cordial, very nice guy, and I think I was able to pick up some good stuff. Actually, I'd gotten my Daredevil 7 from him before, and I think my Amazing Spider-Man 194 as well. So, if you'd seen those previous videos, this is the same guy. But I got a Black Panther limited series #1. This was I found it in his bins essentially for $1. He let me have it. I thought that was cool. It's a nice high grade too. So I don't know if this book is gonna really pick up, but I mean, regardless, it's a cool cover. So good to pick that one up. With this one, I found an Incredible Hulk Annual #5. This is the second appearance of Groot, and because the first appearance of Groot, I believe, being Tales to Astonish 13, uh, that's not a book that's really readily available. So, um, to get his second appearance, I paid $10 for this book. So, happy to get it for 10. It's in more mid grade, a little bit more actually. It might be maybe like a fine copy, and being that it's a square bound book, uh, hard to find in high grade. So that was cool. Another one that I found was Beware the Claws of the Cat #1. This is the first appearance of Hellcat, and or the cat, and turns into Hellcat. So um, that was a very cool issue to find. Um, I think I paid $15 for this, and I passed it up actually once. I could have stealth bought it at another shop that's like more than 2 hours away, but I wasn't really thinking straight at the time. But glad to finally have this for 15. Um, I'd actually bid on a couple before and lost, so I think I came out swinging with this one. Let's see, this next book that I um, found was the Hulk #1. This is the Daniel Kuna variant. This one is, I think, a 1 out of 20 variant. It's either 1 out of 20 or 1 out of 25. But it's also the first appearance of Thunderbolt Ross as the Red Hulk. And this one was a very cool issue to find. I don't have any of either the regular copies or the other variants, so finally glad to get this one. I paid, I believe, $5 for it. So yeah, he was very fair on variants. I just didn't happen to find everything yet, but always good to find these nice books here and there. But I think I'm gonna clear out this section first. I would go higher, but I don't really want to obscure the view too much. Um, Still testing out this setup, so let's see. I think the next book I found there was a War is Hell #9, and this is a very early appearance of Death, and this is one's a low grade copy. I got it for $2, and yeah, it's pretty beat up, but it is relevant because of the Thanos storyline. Um, I know that Thanos is always courting death, quite literally, and this is definitely one of those books too. If you can find it, um, it's kind of a sleeper. And if you think about it too, the cover's really nice because it's a war comic, happens to have death in it, and you have that fight scene going on. So that one was a good one to find. And I think the two big books I was able to get that day from this collector were DC Comics Presents 26. This is, I think a lot of people would know what this is already, but it's the first appearance of the new Teen Titans. Um, Pretty much, especially Cyborg, Starfire, and Raven. So those characters are fairly big in the DC universe right now because Teen Titans are pretty popular. And I was able to pick this one up for 20 bucks. I have a copy already, and this is like the second one. I was actually joking around with the guy. I was like, oh, I might as well get one of each for each of the first appearances of each character. So I might actually do that down the line. It kind of sounds ridiculous, but for $20, I think that's a win all day. It's actually in pretty nice condition too. It's not perfect and it's got a little bit of a spine roll, but I think overall it can easily be pressed out and do some damage. So the next book that I found, and this is the big book I found over there, and it was a Jimmy Olsen 134, or Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen 134, and it's the first cameo appearance of Darkseid. This is Darkseid's money book, um, which is surprising to me because I think that Forever People 1 should still be worth more than that. But I was looking for this for a while, and actually a big reason why is because I'd missed out on the Thanos um, hype with Iron Man 55, and I don't have a copy of it. And therefore, just to spite him, I had to go for the Darkseid keys as well, because he really is the equivalent in the DC universe. So, um, really glad to pick this one up. It's more of a maybe maybe a 5560 copy, and I was able to get him down to $40 on this book. Very, very, very pleased with that deal. I think he originally had 120 or 125 on it, but he was like, "Oh, that's last year's price. I know it's cooled down since then." And we'd gone back and forth a bit, and we actually looked at some eBay prices for what they'd been selling for, and he was happy with $40. So, very glad to get that deal from him. Um, so that was what I was able to pick up from the my local Craigslist collector buddy, and hope to actually talk to him more often to see what other books he has. Because from what he told me, he had some tonnage. Like he's one of those guys that he'll have a lot of the Marvel 500 keys. I think he'd been collecting at least 6, 7 years ahead of me. So um, kind of curious to see what else he has. But I'll clear this up for now for the next shop. And what I was able to pick up from this other shop, actually this is stuff I got yesterday from a shop in Rochester, I believe. And this is what I was able to pick up. It was a Thor 158. It's more of like a low mid grade copy, but $7. I believe it's actually the retelling of the Thor Origin, if I'm not mistaken. And I really have always loved this cover, so I've been looking for it for a while, and I finally found it at a price that was pretty convenient for me. I mean, it below $10 for this book is, I think, a deal all day long. So, and the nice book I found at this shop, I was very happy to pick it up. And the more I look at it, the more I realize it is a pretty high grade copy. Is Star Wars 42, the what we deem as the first appearance of Boba Fett in comics. And this was a book I actually did not, it was not on his wall. It was in the boxes. It was priced higher than the other Star Wars books, but I was able to pick it up, I think, after he was able to bring a discount to me. I believe, yeah, I paid $32 for this book, and that was a really, really good pickup. It's got actually printer's creases on the front and back cover, but they're at the same point, so it really truly is a printer's crease. It I kept on saying that it might be an 8. I'm thinking now it actually might be a 9.0. It's a little bit of a miscut on the cover, but I have this book now. It's not a book that I was expecting to find cheap anymore. So I mean, eBay, they go for like $7,500 easy, which I find a little bit ridiculous, but it is Boba Fett, so that was a good one to find. And this was oh, I think you guys might get kind of pissed at this point, but it's as usual. I found this at another shop. My local shop actually did not buy any copies of this book, but one that was about 20 minutes away. It's one shop that just opened. They only buy new books at this point. It's only back issue. No, not back issues, but it's only the like pull list books that they typically sell, and they're I think gonna start up as a gaming shop. But this is the Scooby Doo Team Up number 12 that everybody's been pining over. Um, it's a very low print run uh, Harley Quinn appearance, and I don't know. Everyone else was getting it. I was like, if I'm gonna get it at cover price, I might as well just get one. Uh, Harley Quinn is not my most favorite character, but I've liked her. I mean, she's fine. In the animated series, I've always enjoyed her. I love that Batman animated series a lot. So, um, it's just that Batman Adventures 12 has always eluded me. That might be a little bit of the reason why, but I think it was a funny pickup nonetheless. And see, this was from these next few books were from my local comic shop. Multiple visits, just back issues, but I was able to pick up a Brave and the Bold uh, number 38, and this is the it's an early appearance of the Suicide Squad. It's not the first. I think it's the fourth appearance, if anything, and it's the last time they show up in the Brave and the Bold title. I picked this up for $20, and I thought it was pretty fair. I mean, it was a little bit better than buying it on eBay, and I wanted to get a very early Suicide Squad book. I feel like they're gonna get out of hand at some point because that movie probably is gonna be a hit. It looks good right now, and I know that these ones predate what that modern team is gonna look like, but it is the original incarnation of that team, Task Force X. So, and it's also a 10-cent book, which I don't have many of. So I think it's from 1961. So that's very very cool to find that book. And the other books I got from there were actually pretty big. Um, this one was Batman 234. This is the first Silver Age appearance of Two-Face. The Two-Face that we know, like really. And Neil Adams cover. It's everything going for this book, and I was able to get my local comic shop down to 35 on this book. Really happy to pick that up. I know it's probably more in like a VG plus, maybe 5.0 shape, but I mean, still for that, you don't usually spend on a key Neil Adams Batman book for less than 50 probably. So that was a good pickup. And this was a very good find at that shop as well, this next one. And this was a Batman 189, first Silver Age appearance of Scarecrow. Another, like this one's actually a Silver Age copy of Batman, and I think Carmine Infantino cover. I've always wanted this book. He's one of Scarecrow's one of my favorite Batman villains or rogues, and to get this, I also paid $35 for this book, and this one is actually more, at least in fine condition. I think it might actually be more. Um, he listed it in fine condition, and $35 for that one was a big win. Um, I think the reason why he might have gone cheap on these two books is that I know for a fact he has higher grade copies of both, and I think that's why. And I am one of his regulars, so um, always be good to your LCS if you can, because you're always bound to get deals. He never does me wrong. Whenever things come in, or if he just realizes that he has something in his back room, um, he'll let me know. It's you have to build that rapport with your LCS, and it's something that I've enjoyed over the years. Let's see, there's books from one more shop, and um, these are ones that where they get pretty cool and big. But I'm just gonna go with these ones first, and I'm just gonna start off with another Batman book, and this is Batman 251, and this is that classic. It's like the Joker's back, Neil Adams cover. You can't. If you don't know, if you've never seen this cover before, I don't know where you've been. But this book is one of my favorite comic covers of all time. Um, Classic Neil Adams cover. I love this incarnation of Joker. The way he looks right here is exactly how I imagined him throughout time. So this book is really like in a .5 shape. It's missing pretty much all of the back cover and cover detached and everything, but I never had one, and I do not want to pay the big prices for it now. So, because honestly, I might just have it to maybe have Neil Adams sign, and at that point, it doesn't really matter to me what grade the book is at. And I was able to pick this up. I think they listed it for $20, and I got a little bit of a cut because I bought more books from them, and I think it ended up being around like 17, 16, $17. So, pretty happy to pick even a .5 copy up for that price, because I have it now, and it's I mean the interior is complete, so I can still read it. Um, this one was a cool one to find. Let's see. The next book I found was a New Mutants 86. This one's actually in fairly nice shape. I got it for $2, and it's the first cameo appearance. What I deem the first cameo appearance of Cable, because he does show up on the last page, and it's also a Liefeld McFarlane combo cover swipe of Ditko's ASM cover with the Vulture. So this one's got some things going for it that I've been actually I have like multiple copies of this now. Sleeping on them simply because I mean, Cable's an important character, and this is his cameo. No matter what, he does show up on the back cover pretty clearly, so it would be the equivalent of your Hulk 180, if anything. So this one's a good one to find, if you can, for cheap. Because everyone pines for the 87 and the 98, but the 86 is a book that should be worth more as well. So, hope you guys find that one. This one's another one. It's not in the best shape, but I can't remember how much I paid for this book. I think it was under 10, but it was a DC Comics Presents 49, and it's that Black Adam cover that a lot of people have been showing. I mean, I guess it is a Black Adam key, and being that there will be a Shazam movie, he'll be pretty big. So this was a good find. I was pretty happy to find this at least without the hype prices. So that was fine for me. And this one was Web of Spider-Man #1. I didn't have a copy, and I picked this up. I think I got it for $2. That's what it had on the actual sticker. So this was a good find at that shop. Those were all found um, on the same day. Uh, I was pretty happy with what I was able to get that day. So, um, and then these next two They're books actually I got yesterday, last night, and really, really, really happy to get both of these books. But one of them being this one. It's a Nyx number 3. This is a book that's always eluded me too. Um, I'd had many chances to just pick it up on eBay, but I just couldn't justify the prices. Because even a few years back, they were already going for like near $100 in whatever grade. And I've seen 50, 100. I wasn't sure if getting an X23 key was really gonna matter that much, but this book had jumped enough that I was like, okay, I kind of have to get it. This is, um, he had this, the shop had this listed for 150. Um, and it's a pretty nice copy. I think it would pull probably close to 9 as is, and I think with the press and everything could actually get a lot higher. So, one of the things with this book is that instead of buying it outright, I traded one of my Daredevil 131 in. I got, I think, $100 of trade credit, so I only paid $50 for this book, and I got that Daredevil 131 a while back for really really cheap. So I didn't pay very much for this book. This book ended up costing me around a little bit more than 50. So um, this was a good find for me. I was very very happy to find this finally, and now I don't have to look for it anymore. And for 50 bucks, I think is pretty happy. And this is this next one. If you guys follow me on Instagram, um, that's actually one of the reasons also why I've been having such a hard time putting up a video is that yeah, I've been on that Instagram binge as well. Like Lightning, Omega, um, Joy Nguyen, um, Boom City, all these people that are on Instagram. Even uh, Jimmy C just got on yesterday, and they already showing big key after big key after just one day, and I don't know. I think it's a good community. We definitely talk to each other a lot there. Get a lot of guidance. I see a lot of books that I'd never seen before that even I could start hunting. Um, and it's a nice quick way to just show or catalog your collection. That's actually one of the reasons why I did it, is that it gives me a digital library of what I have. I think that's one of the main reasons why I use it too. Um, but this book is a book that I think I have to attribute the entire YouTube and Instagram comic community for, because I definitely got some advice from a few of the big hitters in the community, and I was able to get one of my creme de la creme books, and this is Fantastic Four #1. Um, yeah, this is a book I'd been looking for a while. I mean, I'd seen plenty of issues in New York Comic Con, but I mean, you don't find this book. I mean, how inaccessible is it? And I did have to give up a few books for it. I gave up my Daredevil #1. If you guys saw that on Instagram, I gave up. Actually, also gave up a Captain America 100 from my collection, a Nick Fury #1, um, my double signed Tomb of Dracula 10, which that's a book I'm probably not gonna find again. But at the same time, it's hard to get those books authenticated. So even if I were to sell it, it'd be hard to sell right away. Um, but I was pretty sure of the signatures on that book, and I had to get rid of one of my Sergeant Fury fives, as well. Um, but I have this book now, and honestly, the amount I had in those 6 books was, and this is kind of convenient, $888, and it was a nice number, being that I'm Asian and in Chinese culture, that's a very lucky set of numbers. I kind of had to do this deal, like the I think Boom City's JLA 1 trade up. Um, the book he got for like his cheap Iron Man 55 and stuff. Um, that's basically what I did here. So I gotta thank you guys for giving me the fuel to be able to try to get this book, and I really thank the communities for this. Thank you guys, and I hope you enjoyed this haul. So take care, guys. Bye.